Guys, today you're going to need to be in your assigned seats, and you need your Chromebook or your phone. Right now they need to be upside down on the table if you've got your phone out, or if you've got your Chromebook it should be closed right now. You're also going to need a pencil. You're going to start on your final, so I've got several choices for you, and I'm going to go over those first and kind of talk through what that means as far as your final, like how it's going to be graded. So first there's the spicy goal. Okay, so just like at the beginning of this assignment, there's the overall goal, and then there's this one. I actually, for the final, I have 3 levels. So the spicy goal is to create a composition using 3 or more different images from your inspiration page. So this means 3 different images, right? Not repeating one of them. So here's an example that I pulled off the internet. Okay, so there's this bottle, there's a pumpkin here, and there's some grapes. Those 3 different images. Okay. Then the other thing that you need to do is in your final, you're going to need to have 5 different shades. So if you look at my arrow here, 5 different shades of value. So here's a dark shade. Okay. Here's a next level. This is dark, but not as dark as that. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3 here. Okay, and then I would say that this is lighter than that. So that would be 4, and then 5. Okay, there's more than 5 in this, but there needs to be at least 5 shades of your color that you're using. You can use other colors, and I've got another example of that here in a minute, but one of your colors that you're using needs to have 5 shades, 5 distinct different shades in it. Okay. And then you also need to think about the balance of your image. Okay. So looking at this, how is this balanced? Okay. If I cut this in half or folded this in half, okay, this way or this way, is it the same? Okay. Like a butterfly, that makes it symmetrical. It's exactly the same like a butterfly. Okay. Or it could be balanced the same with like the same amount of stuff on each side. It's not symmetrical either way. Okay. If I fold it in half this way or this way, it's not balanced the same way or exactly the same like a butterfly. So that means that it's asymmetrically balanced. Okay. This bottle is a little further to the left. There's more grapes on this side than this side. Okay, the pumpkin's a little further to the left as well. There's nothing over here balancing out the bottle. Okay, say I decided to cut this, okay, and I had it be just what's inside of this line here. Okay, if that was my whole composition, what's right inside of here, then that would be more symmetrically balanced. Okay. It's weighted the same way on both sides. If you cut down between this bottle, this is essentially the same amount of stuff on either side. Okay. But that's not how the composition is set up, which makes it asymmetrical. Okay. So on your evaluation, you're going to be telling me the evidence from your project as to how it's balanced. Okay. Medium goal. You're going to be creating a composition using 2 or 3 images from your inspiration page. And for this medium goal, if you only had 1 or 2, okay, you could repeat something more than once on your page. So this image that I pulled off the internet, again, is just 3 apples. Okay, so 1 image repeated 3 times. Okay, so let's look at let's look at the value scale. So there's this really dark red here. Okay. Then it goes a little bit lighter here. Okay. Then over here, that's a little bit lighter again. A little bit lighter here. And then here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, there's probably more than that if I look at this longer. Okay. But you need at least 5 different shades of one color. Okay. This background isn't really shaded. It's a little bit shaded, but I'm not sure that we could argue that there's 5 different shades in there purposely. So now I need to look at and see how it's balanced. Okay, is it symmetrical or asymmetrical? So if I folded this in half, either this direction or this direction, would it be weighted the same? Okay, it's close, but not quite. It's a little further, the whole composition is a little further to the left because there's blank space over here. So right now it's asymmetrical with this whole thing. And I make it just what's inside of this square. Okay, now it's pretty close. It's still, this apple is a little lower than that one. Okay, but you could make an argument for symmetrically balanced here. Okay, so it really depends on how you arrange things on your page, what you've got in there, as to whether it's symmetrically balanced or asymmetrically balanced. And again, you're going to have to give evidence on that. I've got one more example here. This one has more colors than just one in it, so I wanted to show you this as well. Again, I found this on the internet, and I think the composition is really cool. If it's just the Michael Jordan here, okay, they've still got more than one color because they've added in some reds here to lighten it up a little bit and make it a little warmer. But if you just look at the black shading, there's still 5 different shades here, okay? And they've done this really interesting thing, sort of slicing him down, and they've got, Bugs Bunny, got some roses, they've got some shoes, okay? So this is adding to it and making it have a little bit more interest than maybe just a portrait would, okay? So we've got the value scale in here. Is it symmetrically balanced or asymmetrically balanced? Okay, look at this. If we cut it in half and we folded it over, okay, as it stands right now, this is not symmetrically balanced, okay? It's close, okay, but it's not quite. If I cut it so that it was just his face, okay, and we get rid of the background and his shoulder here, that's throwing it off. And you could argue that it's symmetrically balanced as far as weight, okay, because it's cutting his face in half, and we wouldn't look at this, okay? Right now it's asymmetrically slightly balanced. So the mild goal here, okay, is you're going to be creating a composition using these step-by-step directions. This is on Canvas as well. And you'll need to cut, for these directions, you'll need to cut your own templates, okay, the step-by-step directions. Make it sound like you're going to get templates, but you'd need to cut your own templates to get these layers. I'll show you that in just a minute. This would be for someone who didn't do their any images into the slide deck to be printed and didn't do their inspiration page, okay? Then you're just going to do this project, okay? You like the look of this project, but you did do the other 2 things and work some of those images into this as well. That's going to get you more points, okay? If you only follow along with these step-by-step directions, then you're only going to be eligible for 85 because that means that's telling me that you didn't do those other 2 things that I asked you to do, okay? So again, if you like the look of this, add some of the images in that you put in your inspiration page. You can be eligible for more points on this. Okay, so this is the mild goal. All right, one more thing. This is what's going to be on Canvas. This is also going to be up on the screen while you're working. So the overall class goal is to demonstrate an understanding of value and balance. You're going to choose your goal first, your individual goal. So that's these 3 that I just went over. You could get sketch paper, which is copy paper, or once you've chosen your goal, you could start right in on the final. You'll put your name on your paper, whether it's the sketch paper or the final paper. If you make a mistake on the final paper, the good paper, then you need to figure out how to adjust it because you can't get another sheet of paper. You can use either side, but just figure out how you can adjust that to make it work. The goals I just went over, you'll be able to scan this QR code if you need to get to this page from phone. You can scan this QR code. Otherwise, you just go to Canvas, and here are the grading requirements down here. Okay, remembering if you choose this goal and you don't work in any of your images from your inspiration page, you will be eligible for just that lower score because that means you didn't do an inspiration page or the images to be printed. All right. You have 8 days to work, including today. It's going to be due on Monday, December 19th. Email me if you have any questions.